Alright. I think we have all of our recording switched over. We are back in open session here about 10:15. There was no decision made in closed session. So I think we are ready for drainage with Marge. Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Do you want me to go get it?
Sure, yep, that would be great. Everyone saw the requests in the folder, I'm assuming.
Yep. Okay, made up too.
Something wrong out there, sunshine. No rain.
First Tuesday in a while.
Yeah. About right. There's another chair for Marge back there.
Melissa,
Yeah.
those request forms for the wellness, do you have those? Or
For the
there
well,
wasn't a form on there to sign up for the wellness?
you just have to call or email Donna.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're good.
That's yours. Okay.
Alright, Marge, we are up to repair requests. If you wanna hand all them Christmas presents out, you can.
Carter's the big winner this week.
Yep.
No, you're fine.
No.
I'll stand back. You can sit there.
Tammy always just slides over.
Oh, sorry.
You can do whatever, I don't care.
Kind of way.
Oh, she's fine.
You can give that to Carter too, it's alright. Give that more.
Yeah, if you want.
I think we could donate to Josh and Jack one of these days. But not today, cause I only have one.
No, you wanna wait for a day.
I wanna wait for, I wanna wait for a good day. Alright, Roger, you wanna kick us off?
Sure, I got one on tri-4 Fenton. It's a broken tile in the fence line and Reisel's gonna fix it. It needs repair.
Alright. Carter? You got a
I
couple?
got, number 72 in Wesley Township, Section 5. This is in District 91. Broken tile in CRP for Ted Hoover. And then I've got, number 73 in Laverne Township, Section 3, in District 103. It's main tile there for Tony Hilbert. That's broken, or we think is broken. Wait for the water to go down. And Reddings is on that one, and, number 76 in District Kossuth 2, down in Garfield Township. It's for Joe Schmidt. He has a broken tile, large washout that he would like repaired after harvest on the lateral.
Alright, I have number 75, which is in Ramsey 31. Broken tile needs repaired in a couple locations for Rod Julius. So I would entertain a motion to have supervisors.
Second.
Alright, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carried unanimous.
I'm gonna beat you one of these days.
Jackson always getting it.
He's pretty quick on that
I
one.
didn't even wait for Kyle to stop talking, he started making a motion.
Alright, anything else you got for drainage there, Marge?
Yeah, Marge, I talked to Reitzel, he went out and looked at the number 70, Gary Littime.
Okay,
Clean the ditch and take trees out.
yeah,
Yeah, he said he could do it for less than 50.
okay,
He
okay,
thought
it didn't
maybe
look like
40, but he was gonna do it by the hour.
that. Okay, perfect,
So I told him, go ahead and do it.
okay, perfect.
Alright,
Anything else?
I had Dell give me an estimate on, Wesley 34 there too on the open ditch
Okay,
that we talked about last week, and that, he's thinking it needs 40 loads of clay and 270 tons of riprap. And that's for both, that big one, probably over 100 foot long, the first one, and then there's the one around the corner too. He just gave an estimate for doing both of those, and that was
Okay.
gonna be $27,000. So,
It's cheaper than the original time.
I don't know.
the whole
Did you talk
ditch.
to them about doing the hot panels too, or?
I did, he did not bid that, but, I mentioned it to him, we talked about that a little bit. He said he prefers riprap, but he can get hog panels, so, I don't know. It would be cheaper to do hog panels or hog slats, but,
Most likely, a lot cheaper.
so,
That's a lot of riprap. dude.
that is a lot of riprap. You can
That's
go pretty high with it,
That's an expensive washout.
yeah.
Was this let go for a long period of time, or was it,
It was all
Just this
redone
rain.
3 years ago, Marge, or 2?
okay, that.
Well,
I didn't
Yeah, it was
know if
in
this heavy
2019.
rain.
really, when it comes, I mean, it's just such a sharp
90-degree.
90-degree turn there, that it almost needs to be pulled back at the corner there so the water can
Well,
flow
honestly,
more naturally too, but,
that's probably gonna be a significantly cheaper alternative is to shape that better and
right,
reroute it, and that would still be a repair.
But
So-
you don't have enough right of way to do it that way.
Do you have to look at purchase?
Depends how much is used right now.
You've been out there and looked at it? He doesn't have a lot of right of way left. Is my recollection, I'm going off the top of my head from 2 years ago or 3.
I don't know, that's,
yeah, you don't,
it'd probably be cheaper to buy a quarter acre right away and shape it better, and it would last longer and be protected better, cause I mean, even drain 4, like there was concerns when that last project was done, but with the heavy rains we've got in the spring, from what I've seen, it's held up really, really well. And that was only 2-to-1 slope. So depending on how bad it's washed out, you probably won't have to move a whole lot of dirt to get a better slope than that, and then if you armor it with hog slats or something, it should hold, you just gotta get it reseeded.
right,
We have put riprap in and then cemented it to hold it. when you have
Yeah,
a
like
90-degree bend.
slopping wet cement over the top, yeah.
It would be my recommendation that you look at something like that where you got a water coming straight at it.
Yeah.
The riprap's gonna flow down to the bottom of
Yeah.
the ditch is what I'm concerned about.
Did he break it down, how much was the clay versus how much was the rock
No.
and stuff, or just
No,
total?
he just gave me a total,
Okay, I would,
because he said that's how much he wanted out of it, whether it was more or less loads. So,
I would probably look at some other options there, because I think you'd functionally handle the water better other ways probably, and might say different looking at it, but if it's got a big gouge on a corner, it's,
It's going to always have erosion on that corner.
and
The trouble with anything that you do in a dredge ditch, it undermines it because your flow is on the bottom and your bank is above the flow, so you're always gonna have undermining of your structure, which makes it very hard to manage a 90-degree turn. I don't care what you do, it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough, but some are gonna hold up better. Like sloping it out and armoring it in some form would probably give it a pretty good shot. And if the work can be done and get grass established, a year later it'll be golden. Or it's got a
Better.
fair chance of being in good shape.
There's nothing takes 7 inches of rain. That's the
No,
problem.
yeah,
There's lots of options.
No,
You can choose the best one.
okay,
It's in your district.
yeah.
yeah, you get to answer those questions when people go to pay their bill, so. I'd probably check a couple other ways of doing it, but.
Yep.
Alright, anything else for that one? Or,
Nope.
okay,
Been visiting with a number of people who've called me after they received the letters for PAK one.
yeah,
Yep. I've had telephone calls,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
not happy.
Minor mix, I guess, but not happy overall, but fine with moving forward and discussing things.
yeah. Alright, well. Anything else you got, Marge? Or good?
No.
Okay. Well, sounds good, thank you. Alright,
Thanks, Mark.
up to discussion with our auditor here.
So can I ask a question about the libraries?
Yeah,
Okay, so is there supposed to be anything on the agenda next week for the library?
probably not next week, that'd be something like you guys in the office and Tammy would work on preparing the budget.
And then she will
and
put
then
it on
she'll
when it
probably-
needs to be.
She'll probably include it in our packet or whatever, or
Okay.
send us an email and then discuss it, an auditor discussion after it's prepared.
Okay,
And then we can do a last minute quick review and then she would have it on at some point when it's ready to set the time and date for that hearing and all those steps of the process. But
Okay.
I would just kinda deal with her when she's
she comes
back.
back on Monday and then she,
Yeah,
okay, so I'm
like
gonna,
we said, they wouldn't normally get money till into September after taxes come, so it's not a super critical thing to do one day after she's back.
Okay.
We got time.
They
Okay.
don't receive money until taxes are all
yeah,
in.
we do half in September and half in March
Yeah,
is when they get their payments,
Yeah.
normally,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
so,
after money's received.
yeah, so we'll have plenty of time for that. Of most of July yet and all of August. So, yeah, perfect.
Okay, and then I'm gonna put the KRHC and the foreman on for next week again,
Yeah,
okay?
Yep.
And then,
As well as the Western Iowa tourism, was that something we were gonna have to check with Tammy on before we get that put on?
I'd
or-
probably put that on in 2 weeks.
2
I don't know
weeks.
what you,
Let Tammy have a little time.
let her come back and, yeah,
yeah, cause I think there's a little miscommunication with
just,
Vicky and Mallory on how they request money, not just send an invoice in July, cause you
Right,
guys,
right.
I mean, it's after,
It's
it's
a little late.
not budgeted then,
I
that's,
would,
and I don't think that's how it's ever been, so I'm
I don't
not sure
know.
where she's
There was
getting
something
that.
else with that too, like something about the funding, they get funding somewhere else. There was something else about that whole thing that I would.
Well,
There was a discussion between, you know, if that was something that we pay or if that was something that the, Algona, what's it called? Chamber would pay. There was that discussion that was held. There was also talk about, you know, they would send a letter to us requesting that, and I don't recall that we received that letter at least requesting that.
Yeah, cause I think Tammy sends letters out like every November telling them when it's on the agenda and what do you want to request or whatever.
But we never got a reply back.
I don't think
That's
so.
what I remember.
Vicky, she claims that she talked to Tammy and Tammy was.
Well,
Yeah.
I would just make a note for next week's agenda for Tammy to discuss that with us.
Okay.
During auditor discussion, whatever,
Okay.
and then have it on the agenda the following week.
Okay,
Or something roughly, we can talk about it then, but
okay,
it doesn't need to be on the agenda next week.
okay. Okay, and then for next week, I have in here from Marge, discussion decision, a conference call with Palo Alto on.
Pack one.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, there'll be claims on the agenda and veteran affairs update. Just the normal stuff.
Okay. Alright, any questions for Melissa? Made it too easy on you.
That's good.
Alright, Jack, board reports? Okay, Roger,
No, nothing.
Josh,
Nothing last week. Tomorrow I do have, NICOG, the regional hazmat, and then, I always forget the name of the other one, the transportation policy.
transportation policy
Yeah,
board,
board, yep, that's tomorrow afternoon.
okay,
Busy though. I had no meetings the past week. Melissa, do you know, do we have wellness tomorrow? Since we didn't have it last week?
I haven't heard anything.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard anything either, so.
I haven't either, I haven't got
Okay.
anything. I guess I
All right.
talked to Donnie yesterday, but not about
Maybe we
the
just won't have
meeting.
one this month either, so.
okay. Anything else, Carter?
Nope.
Alright, I think the whole board got an email from Rich Coleman in regards to EMS.
Yeah.
There have been conversations between him and Phil previously about some of that, and just was gonna kinda get some thoughts from you guys as far as, do you want a big joint meeting with the EMS advisory board and Bancroft EMS and all that, or have the EMS advisory board meet with them first, or, and kinda talk through some of those concerns in the beginning? I've talked with Phil on them a couple times, and we were going to visit with the, mayor of Bancroft as well as Bancroft EMS, but just wanted to see if you guys wanted to be involved right away, or,
I would say let the two entities, discuss it, and if it doesn't go any further, if nothing improves, then I would say I'd wanna get involved as the board. But for now, let's allow them to
but,
handle their business and
yeah, and there's a lot of specifics to that situation that, it's just it's a more detailed conversation, but then, and I mean, the email outlined pieces, but yeah, it's just wanted to touch on that quick. I will be gone here this week for NACO annual conference down in Florida. That's the 12th through the 15th, so I'll be back late Monday night. We'll see if the flight's on time and if everything goes well.
say watch out for hurricanes, they're in the area.
That too. I'll hopefully be back for our next meeting, but it's not guaranteed. We'll see how that all shakes out.
I'll be here for you.
Okay, that'll be good. What else? I don't remember if I had anything else. I think a lot of it has been normal stuff in between. Yeah, things that have already been discussed or whatever, so I think that's all I have. Anything else for discussion here today?
I think you ought to converse with Doug sometime, Mr. Chairman, about insurance.
Okay.
And,
The self-insurance fund,
yeah, and if you're gonna make changes in it, I think he's right, now's the time to start doing it.
yep,
Not that I wanna be involved in it, but you do have to give the employees time to adjust to a
Yeah.
new plan. You can't do it a month before.
well, and some of the concerns as far as switching to a high deductible plan in the middle of the calendar year, where their deductible would change in the middle of the benefit period, that is a whole extra can of worms, which I believe we can do a special open enrollment period, so if we did changes, we could potentially do our normal open enrollment and then have another one for anyone who wanted to switch to a high deductible plan later in the year, and then since the benefits run on the calendar year, they could switch effective January 1, because they'd use up the benefits of that, like this calendar year, or next calendar year, and then they could switch after that. So
So you're talking about starting a high deductible plan for January?
we would have the ability to start that in January, and have that like a one-time special open enrollment period.
Which they can't do that because that is a special qualifying event, so that's.
Then you're not talking about it right now.
Yeah, and I'm not saying whether it has to be this January or next January or whatever, but I'm saying timing was one of those concerns, and that,
That's my whole big
We-
concern about it.
well, and my only point there is we have options on the table. We could time that out different ways, rather than just our normal standard open enrollment. So, all good things that we could talk through, but yeah.
I would say let's get in touch with Doug and see how much time he would need to get a report together on.
Do you know, was he gonna have stuff on our agenda next week, or a couple weeks out, or?
I think he was leaving that up to the board on how,
Yeah,
Okay, I thought he was gonna put stuff on our agenda a week or two ago, after his discussion with
I
us,
think
but
you're gonna
then,
have to request it
okay.
to be put
I
on.
would say let's check with him, see how long it takes
Well,
for him to get a report.
next
ready
week
for
would-
us,
I mean,
Might-
just for me, travel and everything dependent, probably be good for skipping next week's meeting.
That's fine, but just don't drop it, cause I see our fund balance has gone down considerably in the last 6 months.
Okay, well, that'll work, anything else? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Okay, is there a second? Any discussion?
Who seconded it?
Josh, Wactor,
He's quick to the draw.
any discussion? All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
any opposed say nay. We are adjourned at 10:39. Thank you, everyone.